Welcome to Car Vibes. Today we're stepping back into a golden era of American muscle cars with a legend that defined raw power and street dominance. The 1965 Ford Mustang Boss 429. While the Boss 429 didn't officially debut until 1969, this imagined 1965 version reflects what enthusiasts dreamed the beast might have looked like had it been born a few years earlier. We're going deep into the details of this hypothetical version, examining the timeless design, vintage interior, monstrous performance, and what collectors are willing to pay for one of the most revered Mustangs in muscle car history. Starting with the exterior, the 1965 Mustang was already a beauty, aggressive, compact, and full of attitude. Now imagine it infused with the Boss 429 DNA. The long hood and short deck design give it a signature pony car silhouette, but the Boss treatment would bring bulging fenders, a more pronounced hood scoop, and wider tires to support the enormous engine underneath. The front fascia would showcase a blacked-out grille with the galloping horse emblem proudly centered, flanked by dual headlights that give it a menacing look. Chrome bumpers and polished trim along the windows and wheel arches would maintain that classic 60s muscle vibe. Around the rear, you'd find the iconic triple tail lamps, a subtle lip spoiler, and dual exhaust tips that would thunder with every rev. The overall design is bold, commanding attention with a blend of elegance and aggression that defined the golden age of muscle. Inside the cabin, the Boss 429 wouldn't be about luxury. It's all about purpose, but that doesn't mean it's lacking in style. Slide into the low-back bucket seats wrapped in black vinyl, and you're greeted by a dashboard filled with analog gauges, each one placed for visibility and function. A large speedometer, tachometer, and auxiliary dials give it a no-nonsense cockpit feel. The three-spoke steering wheel with the Mustang emblem at the center connects driver to machine, and a Hurst shifter rises from the center console, offering the kind of tactile engagement modern cars can't replicate. Wood grain accents and brushed aluminum inserts on the dash and door panels give it a touch of period-correct charm, and while it may not have touchscreen displays or climate control, the cabin's raw simplicity is part of the appeal. Now let's talk about what made the Boss 429 legendary: performance. This car was built to dominate, with a 429 cubic inch V8 engine, specially developed by Ford to compete in NASCAR. In this imagined 1965 version, we'd expect the same monstrous engine producing upwards of 375 to 500 horsepower, depending on tuning. The motor was hand-built, with massive aluminum heads, forged internals, and a Holley 4-barrel carburetor feeding the beast. Mated to a 4-speed manual transmission and a robust 9-inch rear axle, the Boss 429 was a straight-line missile. Acceleration from 0 to 60 would come in the 5 to 6 second range, which was blisteringly quick for its time. Handling was solid thanks to a reinforced front suspension and improved sway bars, though it was still a car that thrived in straight-line power rather than sharp corners. Braking was adequate with front disc brakes, but by today's standards, it's more of a thrill machine than a precision tool. As for pricing, the Boss 429 is one of the rarest and most valuable Mustangs ever built. While the original 1965 model didn't officially exist, collectors imagined such a version would fetch astronomical figures. Real Boss 429 Mustangs from 1969 and 1970 often sell for $300,000 to over $500,000 depending on condition, originality, and provenance. A perfectly restored or numbers-matching version can demand even more at auctions. If a 1965 concept version were ever made or replicated with Boss specs, it would surely draw major attention from collectors and historians alike. The 1965 Ford Mustang Boss 429 is a car of fantasy, muscle, and unmistakable American identity. It's a raw, unapologetic machine that represents an era where performance ruled and style was effortless. Whether it's a real piece of history or a dream reimagined, the spirit of the Boss lives on.